Hi everyone! I'm so excited to talk to you today and to share this little tip and trick that is going to dramatically change the way that you set and work towards your goals. We're going to talk about how we make the change from an avoidant to an approach goal. What do I mean by this? An avoidant goal is essentially any goal that we set that's written towards or about moving away from or ending something. Might be that we want to spend less time doing blank. We want to stop doing or being blank. It's really something that in many ways can be seen as punitive, that there are a lot of kind of strict, hard and fast, I need to not do this, I'm supposed to do this. It can be a very rigid goal orientation. It's also something that really is motivated towards us creating more space between whatever that thing, thought, person is that we're trying to disconnect from. An approach goal is essentially just the opposite. It's something that we're trying to move more towards. We are trying to deepen a connection, go more towards creating intention, living more deeply in line with our values. It's something that we want to do more, have more, create more of. So any goal and any change in our life ultimately can really be written in both ways. We can want to leave something to have more of this. I can want to spend less time on social media, and I can want to be more intentional about the time I spend on social media. Those two things are not necessarily mutually exclusive, but if I say, well, I want to spend less time on social media, or I don't ever want to go on social media, versus saying, I want to be a more conscious consumer of social media. I want to be more mindful of how social media plays a role in my life, and I want to be really intentional and engage in social media in a way that can be useful and supportive of me in the life that I'm creating. Those are two very different ways to describe the same outcome. So why is shifting from avoidant to approach beneficial? Both ends, again, can lead us to outcomes that can be very similar. However, avoidant goals are often missing one key thing, and that's an anchoring or a rooting on our values and our why. So yes, sometimes eliminating, stopping, doing whatever it is that we want to do can be really beneficial. It can be tied to our values. But the goals are not usually written in that way. So that I want to stop complaining. I want to do less of this. I want to whatever. Okay, why? Well, if we shift then to creating an approach goal, we can actually anchor the goal on the value that we want to deepen. So let's say, for example, it's I'm going to leave my job, I'm going to quit my job, or I'm going to end my relationship. We'll go with the job example first. Okay, I'm going to quit my job. Awesome. Why? Well, I want a job that I like more. Okay, why? And go way, way deeper. Okay, well, I want a job that feels more fulfilling. I want a job that I don't feel so drained at the end of the day. I want a job that I feel like I'm using my skills. And then you keep going deeper. Why is that important? Because I want to feel like I'm really able to be myself in a job. I want to feel like my job is less about just work and more about me extending a part of myself into how I spend a big significant amount of my time. Or I want to feel like I'm doing something meaningful and with purpose because I want to be giving back and connecting to the world at large. Still, the goal might be that you're leaving this current job and you're figuring out a different job. But I'm writing the goal as I want to make a decision that lines me up more with these values and this why that is important to me. So whatever your goals are, I want you to just make a list of all of them. Think of the things that are important to you. And I'll say this right up front, probably 60-70% of those goals are some form of externally motivated goals. Not saying that that's a bad thing. Sometimes external motivation and support can be really helpful. And maybe it might be worth actually looking at, do all of these goals fit into your big picture? And a major way that we do that is we say, why? Why do I want to do more or less? Why do I want to add or eliminate this thing? Why are these things important to me, and how do they connect to and walk me closer towards the values and the life that I want to lead? And then make that shift to the goal that you're writing. I want you to make sure that the goal is always answering the why in part of your goal and your outcome, and that everything you're doing, you are clearly connecting to that to make sure that when it gets hard, when someone questions it, when you feel like you're losing all hope, you can find energy and anchoring in these things that are more important to you and that can give you that motivation to continue to do the work that you want to do. If you feel stuck, you have a particular goal you want to work through together, you can comment below, you can email me, you can reach out in whatever way you can. Remember, all we're wanting to do every single day is to show up fully to our lives and to continue to find those little 1% changes that we can make every day that allow us to live in greater alignment with ourselves and to create a life not only for ourselves, but for everyone around us that we can all thrive and exist in.